Morning folks, I'm in Brighton today. Regency Pavilion is behind me, the Royal Pavilion. I've come down on my bike. It's a super hot day today. I'm going to take some video as I go up along the seafront, and while I'm doing that, why don't you listen to 39 seconds of Darrell Maclaine's Don't Buy the T-Shirt theme music. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Stuck inside the gift shop, why did I come here now? It wasn't the best idea, looking for a souvenir now. Overpriced tea towels weren't what I was requesting. They live through times much more interesting. Don't buy the t-shirt, we won't, the keyring as well. Please don't, that's the thing you must remember. In August or December, don't be a gift shop spender. Don't buy the t-shirts.
Well, this is Brighton. Behind me is the Palace Pier. It's just opened up. It's about 10 o'clock on the Sunday, the 18th July. It is super hot down here today. I've come down on the bike, parked it up on the front there. I'll show you as we go in a bit of a perambulation. But here I am in Brighton. Brighton's about 40 miles south of London. It's a fast and easy day out from London. We'll take a little bit of a walk around and I'll give you a few ideas for what to do if you do come down and spend the day and probably the night in Brighton. It's Jingle Beaches, so we're not talking Mauritius here. It gets full super quick. I couldn't believe how full it was. This was about 10 just after I'd got there. By 11 o'clock it was packed. Go up the pier. The pier is as camp as a row of tents, but you'll enjoy it. It's fun, and then you can look back and you can see how it spreads off and you get this kind of oldie worldy Regency facade. The lanes are just behind that bit there, and we'll do a little wander. The big spike is this I-360. It's family orientated, loads for the kids, loads for your gran, loads for your aunties to do. It's a nice family day out. You can get food in the lanes and you can get food on the front here and have a drink, sit in the sun, have an ice cream. We might do a little bit of that later as well. So further west is the West Pier, which is behind me, but this here is the I-360. It's kind of a moving platform, goes up on a tower, probably, what's that, 200 foot, something like that. Currently sponsored by British Airways. It's one of the few British Airways assets that's been moving with any regularity over the past 18 months. But I'm here by the West Pier. West Pier is that, out there, opened at 1866, closed in 1975. There was then a fire, I think in the 80s, and it's been closed ever since. And then further out west, you've got kind of Shoreham, and then before you know it, you're into Dorset and that kind of way. But what I'm going to do now is head back into the sun. Whoa, head back into the sun and go and do the lanes, which is kind of the old city or the old town shopping area. Yeah, well, I'm always going to recommend getting an ice cream. That's pretty good. Behind me is the Grand Hotel. It's one of the better places to stay if you're staying in Brighton, and I would recommend that you stay in Brighton. Come down from London on a Friday or a Saturday, spend the night, have a great night out. Lots of good nightlife here in Brighton. Grand Hotel was where the IRA detonated a bomb in October 1984. The aim was to knock out Thatcher's government, who were having their party political conference next door in the conference centre. So I'm not going to buy the t-shirt, but I am going to buy some rock for a pal. Let's go in and take a look. The owner was telling me that he's been selling out super fast. He's had a bumper season. People can't go and vacation abroad, so they've been going down to the south coast and buying a lot of his rock. From here I went into the lanes, this little network of tightly knit streets in the old town. Now it's quite upmarket shopping, galleries, good food places, upmarket fashion. Really nice place just to wander about. You can imagine splitting the family up. Some of you could stay on the beach, some of you could go for a walk, and then vice versa. There was a really good bookshop here that did first editions. It's coming up in a moment. This is it. Make sure a point of going in there, and then if you look down the street, then you can see the promenade, the beach at the end. So Brighton's gorgeous on a day like today. It must be in the high 20s. It started off as a fishing port. Its history really only took off in about the 1700s, 1800s. The Prince Regent built the Royal Pavilions. He became George IV. Wherever the royalty goes, the court goes, and lots of the traders come down. But it was really in the 1850s, with the arrival of the train from London, that Brighton took off, and people used to leave the smog of the city to come down and get the fresh air down in Brighton. It's often in lots of kind of Victorian books where people say, go and take the air down in Brighton. Population of Brighton 1801 was about 7,600. By 1901, 120,000. So it had grown massively in that period, mainly just because of the train and troopers coming out from London, as you should do. It's really easy to get here. It's less than an hour from central London to come down in Brighton. If you do come down, stay the night. That would be my advice. There's a fantastic nightlife down here. Kind of every interest and taste is catered for. Put yourself up in one of the nice hotels on the front, and then you get the full kind of vista view. Got to warn you, it's not always like this, but even in the winter it's kind of quite nice. You get that tired seaside town kind of thing, but at the moment it's fantastic. It always reminds me a little bit of Santa Cruz, in that there's kind of a bit of a drug subculture here, a bit like Atlantic City. If you've ever been to Scheveningen in Netherlands, it's a little bit like that. I really like Brighton. Everybody who lives in London has probably got a Brighton story, but they keep it hush hush. By 11 o'clock, the beach was getting full. This was the hottest day of the year so far, so people were heading down, getting their place. It was roasting, absolutely roasting. So if you are staying in London, do come down to Brighton. It's a really nice experience. They call it London by the sea. It's bohemian, it's liberal, there's a lot going on. Do spend the night, so then you can experience the nightlife. Lots going on in the nightlife. There's something for all tastes. Do go and do the Pier. It's a little bit camp, but there again, that's Brighton. It's very much like that. And do go and do some shopping down the lanes. There's some nice stores there, kind of artisan stores, stuff that you wouldn't see on the high street. With that, don't buy the t-shirt.